Hi guys, it's Miss Hanley. Today we're going to be talking about the argumentative essay as a writing form. What is the argumentative essay? The argumentative essay is a form of essay that requires you to defend a position on a specific topic. You must use evidence in order to support your position. The evidence can be collected from a variety of sources, such as personal experience, research that you've done, or quotations from a novel if you're writing an argumentative essay based on a novel. It can also be a combination of all three. Ideally, your essay really should be based, the evidence should really be based more on research and quotations from a text. Any personal experience should be minimal. Your essay needs to be concise, so you can make your argument in as few words as possible. You don't want to run on and just ramble. It needs to be concise, and it needs to be based in logic. I cannot stress this enough. You cannot base an argumentative essay based on emotion. Your feelings do not play a part in the argumentative essay. So while you're defending your opinion needs to be based in hard facts, not how you personally feel about a subject. Why would you write an argumentative essay? Well, that's an excellent question. An argumentative essay is necessary when you want to argue a specific point. If you want to prove an assertion about a novel that you're reading or current events problem, then you would write an argumentative essay to try to get people to believe your opinion. So say you're reading Julius Caesar by Shakespeare and you want to say that, well, he deserved to be murdered because he was a horrible leader and they needed to get rid of him. Then you would write an argumentative essay, and what you would do is find as much research and quotations from the text as you can to support your assertion. You can't just say, well, I think he's a bad leader, so therefore we should kill him. No, you need to find evidence from the text that proves he's a bad leader and use those in order to make your argument. In a more real-life based application, you can write an argumentative essay on why you think animal testing is wrong and that we shouldn't use animals for cosmetic testing and to test makeup and hair products. What you would do is do research on the internet and find as much evidence as you possibly can to support your opinion and use that in order to write your argumentative essay. You know, you can use this for any political statements as well, any current events things. If you want to say, hey, I think that gay marriage should be legal, you can write an argumentative essay and use as much evidence as you can to support your thesis. I cannot stress enough the importance of evidence. You need to use research or quotations from a text in order to support your position. If you're not using evidence, it's not an argumentative essay. Your argument's going to fall apart and it's just not going to work. These evidences need to be based on logic. It needs to be peer-reviewed sources. It needs to be direct quotations from the text. You can't just say, well, I believe this because that's the way I feel. No, that doesn't work. And for each supporting argument that you have in your essay that's supporting your main thesis, you need to have specific evidence to back that up. The more evidence you have, the stronger your argument is. Evidence strengthens your argument and helps add validity, but it is also important that you're aware of what evidence you're using. You can't really use some Joe Schmo's blog to support a stance. You really need research-based, peer-reviewed articles, newspaper articles, as much valid evidence as you can, direct quotations from a specific text. Your majority of your evidence really needs to be based in hard facts that are from a valid source. That will allow your argument to be stronger, and your essay will be amazing if you do that. Objections. When you're writing an argumentative essay, it's really important to keep in mind the other side of the argument, because there's always the other side of an argument. So when you're writing your paper, you need to keep in mind any objections that somebody can have to your essay. So say you're arguing animal testing, you need to keep in mind, okay, there's people that are actually for animal testing. What would they think about my specific argument? How would they respond to this? As you're thinking this, You need to go, what evidence can I find that would refute what they're saying? When you find this evidence, you should put this in your essay. If you keep in mind objections people can have and refute them right away in your essay, they don't even have a chance to say, oh, but I believe this, because you've already beaten them to it. If you do this, your essay will be a lot stronger, your argument will be stronger, and you just have a much better argumentative essay. So really keep that in mind as you're writing your paper. Each supporting paragraph, think, how would somebody on the other side view this, and try to get evidence that would refute anything that they can say. So the main question here is, well, okay, how do I write an argumentative essay? Great question, because that's the main idea of this whole slide. So what works really well for an argumentative essay is a 5-paragraph essay, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. You start with an introductory paragraph. You have 3 body paragraphs that support your introduction and a conclusion. However, it is not necessary for it to be a 5-paragraph essay. You can certainly have more than 3 paragraphs of supporting arguments. And in fact, if you have more than 3, that's great. The more evidence and supporting arguments that you have to support your thesis, the better off you're going to be. And if you can get them all to weave into each other, so you're not just having argument 1 as 1 paragraph, argument 2 as paragraph 2, and argument 3 as paragraph 3, but instead kind of weave them all together and see how they work together, it works even better. But at the least, you need to have a 5-paragraph essay. You need to start with an introduction that includes an overview of your topic and a very strong thesis statement. The stronger your thesis, the stronger your argument. You can't be wishy-washy. You need to have a strong stance on your argument. You need to have at least 3 body paragraphs that support your strong thesis statement. Each paragraph and each argument needs to have specific evidence that supports the argument you're making in that paragraph and works together to support your thesis. That is imperative. And then your last thing you do is you have a nice, strong conclusion that doesn't just restate your thesis statement and say, this is why I think animal testing is wrong, because body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, end. No, don't do that. Your conclusion needs to readdress your thesis in light of the evidence that you have concluded in your paper. You can say, as I have shown, this is why animal testing is wrong, it is cruel, and go on and use the evidence that you've collected in your conclusion. The stronger your conclusion, the stronger your essay. The stronger each part of your essay is, the stronger the essay will be as a whole. So that is the slide on how to write and what is an argumentative essay. Have a good day, guys.